Hello, I'm Deborah McGrath, Senior Technical Product Marketing Manager at ServiceNow. In this demo, you'll see key capabilities of ServiceNow IT Business Management that will enable your organization to better manage outcomes to create value. Urgency is often driven by project deadlines rather than measuring the flow of business value. ITBM helps you stop obsessing over project schedules to drive priorities and start thinking about how your organization can deliver the most customer value by investing in business outcomes, not milestone adherence. With ITBM, you can align your portfolio strategy, investments, and teams to drive business outcomes and create the value required to meet and exceed expectations. You'll be able to measure investments in terms of business outcomes, like adoption, revenue, or reduced costs. And you can attach outcomes to solutions with continuous-based delivery, gaining feedback and insights to monitor and improve. Let's see how using ITBM helps you to manage outcomes to create even more value from the business solutions your organization delivers. The demo will consider how you can leverage several key ITBM capabilities as you evolve in your ITBM journey to be able to better manage outcomes to create value. Specifically, we'll look at the PMO dashboard to visualize project portfolio trends, identify areas of immediate need, and drill down for actionable insights. Demand Workbench for centralized assessment of all work requests relative to desired business outcomes. The Investment Portal to provide ongoing insights to continually monitor and improve. Portfolio Workbench to prioritize a mix of new and existing investments over time based on costs and resources available to achieve desired business outcomes. And investment funding for guidance on the financial resources available to support planned work efforts. But we'll begin with the Project Workspace as a foundation for tactical project categorization and status tracking. We're logged in as Megan Burke, a portfolio manager who relies on the ServiceNow Project Workspace for a real-time, at-a-glance view of the status of the projects in her portfolio. In the past, project status was also a primary factor in driving her team's priorities. They moved forward as planned, with on-track projects shown in green, while the projects in red, because they were delayed, had scope creep, or were over budget, often received more attention to try to turn them around. Clicking on a project card, Megan has immediate access to real-time details about the overall project status, as well as low-level details about project tasks, resource plans, cost plans, and actuals, and automated RIDAC workflows. This quick access to real-time project data continues to be indispensable. But Megan and her team also leverage additional ITBM capabilities to identify and focus on the specific projects and demands best aligned to driving the business outcomes their business leaders believe will deliver the most customer value. For example, the IT Finance Manager, Christine Fairchild, has just notified Megan that the executive team has approved additional Q2 funding for the Employee Experience Enterprise strategy. The strategy is designed to drive a business outcome of improved employee engagement across the organization, resulting in increased productivity, satisfaction, and employee retention, which is seen as a huge value in their highly competitive industry with respect to hiring and retaining great employees. One of the portfolios Megan manages includes the HR Employee Engagement Program investments, and this new funding should really help those efforts. Megan clicks on top-level investment funds to view the exact funding amount available. Investment funding enables her organization to plan and manage investments by allocating funds to investment entities such as business units, products, teams, and strategies, as shown here. Their investments can then be funded and prioritized based on these strategic objectives. It's another key ITBM capability that helps them ensure that their planned work is focused on desired business outcomes. Megan sees that Christine has funded $75 million for the quarter, split evenly across their top 3 business strategies: employee experience, grow the business, and unmatched customer service. She's happy to learn that there is $25 million overall for projects and demands aligned to drive the employee experience business outcome. It includes $15 million for CapEx and $10 million for OpEx. To determine exactly where she may be able to apply the new funding, Megan turns first to her homepage, the PMO dashboard, for an overview of all the work currently going on across their company. A variety of performance analytics widgets across the top of the page give Megan and other business leaders real-time insight into the project and portfolio performance. It provides them with the metrics that matter most to help them stay on track and to meet their business objectives. Now Megan filters the view to look at just the portfolio she manages. She currently has 15 human resources projects. Of all the projects across her portfolios, most of them are efforts to drive positive business changes, and several others are aligned to keeping the lights on. The projects by investment type chart shows Megan that a significant percentage of her portfolio projects are aligned to enabling business strategies and driving business outcomes. But Megan believes there's definitely an opportunity to take on additional new projects related to their enterprise strategy of improving employee experience. So she clicks on the Demand Workbench to assess the backlog of qualified demands. The list is filtered to display only the demands that are aligned to the company's top 3 strategies. She right-clicks to filter the list again to see just those focused on driving employee experience. The color-coded bubble chart at the top helps her assess all the demands listed on the bottom of the page. The demands are displayed in 4 quadrants. Those in the upper right quadrant in orange are high value, but also high risk. The red bubbles indicate demands that are high risk and low value and should probably be reevaluated. The lower left quadrant also displays orange bubbles for demands that are low risk, but also low value. The demands in the upper right and lower left are both worth considering, but the green bubbles in the upper left quadrant represent high-value, low-risk demands that are the most optimal candidates for financial and human resourcing. After reviewing these options, Megan selects the Sourcing Request portal, right-clicks, and promotes it to a project. Demand management provides Megan and her organization with ongoing and consistent real-time visibility of the best aligned, most qualified work. She'll revisit this page often in the future to consider other qualified demands that will best support the organization's evolving business needs. Next, Megan wants to review the costs and resource requirements for all of the projects and demands in her HR portfolio to make sure she has the best selection of strategically aligned projects that also fit within her Q2 budget and immediate timeline. To do this, she clicks on the Portfolio Workbench and selects the HR portfolio. Here she sees her target budget, along with the demands and projects selected for fiscal year 2020. It also includes a portion of the $25 million in funding that was just allocated to drive the employee experience strategy. Of the $15 million allocated here, Megan has decided that her targets will be $8 million for CapEx costs and $7 million for OpEx. The associated cost for all the selected demands and projects that Megan had planned to work on in Q2 is also displayed. Megan clicks on it to view the list of selected demands and projects so she can add the new Sourcing Request portal project. The timeline view is displayed, showing Megan the investments that they've already committed to, as well as the items that they would like to do, such as the Sourcing Request portal project. Checking the box next to Sourcing Request portal includes it in the plan for execution, and the associated costs and resource demands are automatically calculated. As she considers adding additional investments, the system will continue to automatically calculate associated costs and resource requirements to let her know if she's still within her budget and whether she has the resource capacity required to do the work. If not, she can easily deselect a lower priority demand that can be taken on at a later time or when additional capital and human resources are available. When satisfied with the plan, Megan simply clicks on the Confirm button, which will confirm both costs and human resources. The Portfolio Workbench is helping Megan drive desired business outcomes by enabling her to continually review what should be worked on each quarter and make adjustments to selected projects and demands as necessary. While Megan is confident about the decisions she's made today about what investments to fund and not fund, she now needs to make sure those projects stay on track to drive the desired employee experience improvements. For that, she uses the investment portal. Megan clicks on the active HR portfolio to see an at-a-glance overview, timeline, and financial data for all the investments in the HR portfolio. She configures the list to add a column for strategy and drags the column to group the HR investments by strategies. Expanding employee experience She can track the status of the projects being executed in support of that strategy, including the Sourcing Request Portal project. The Employee Document Management project has a red overall status. Megan can click in to find out additional details, and then follow up with the project sponsor and project manager to see if this project should be canceled or delayed, so that resources could be moved to other, more strategic projects. If so, she would simply click on Portfolio Workbench again, deselect this project, and replace it with other demands and projects that are better aligned to the employee experience business outcome. Monitoring their investments in this consistent manner, with the ability to quickly make necessary adjustments as priorities change, helps Megan to ensure that the organization is always working on exactly the right things. You just saw how ServiceNow IT Business Management enables organizational alignment that helps businesses drive outcomes to create customer value. We demonstrated how you can evaluate your investments in terms of business outcomes and how you can leverage ITBM to enable continuous monitoring and improvement so you can derive ongoing business value from your investments. For additional information, visit servicenow.com/ITBM.